Hey, this is the Normans of the Southern Sun. I know my hair looking all kinds of crazy. It's 11 in the morning and we're about to head on to our first show of the season. Packed everything up, dropped it off yesterday. Hey, Monte Gargano, we're back here doing a little recording. This is setting up at Beauvoir, next to the Coliseum. You can see over there. You can see some of our new boxes and stuff we've been making. Some that we have featured, including the one right there that I'm zooming in on right there. That's the one that we showed the first video on how to make, and a couple of bench style ones as well, along with some of the other items that we are using in camp and that we are building. Shortly we'll put up the tent and all that kind of stuff, but it is now around 7:32 in the morning, and we'll get right back with you. Hey, good morning. This is part of the site that we're at for the next couple of days. This is Beauvoir, and this is part of where the cars and stuff have to park. So this is where we're at. Our camp is about a half a mile down the road, down this road right here, that we have to walk over, and we'll be able to get back to camp and begin setup. Show opens at 9 a.m. this morning. So as we're moving on down the road, this is where we're going, right out. You can see straight on out past that bridge, and then over on to the right is where we're at. We'll pick some up in a second. Just like in the early days, I'm standing on the bridge right here. This is the one at Beauvoir where our site is for this weekend, September 12th and 13th. The bridge is around several years old here, but it is completely made of wood. So just like during our medieval period that we are participating in, this is our bridge that we cross. Hey, so all right, this is part of the site where we're standing. We're at the very entrance of it, and this is Jefferson Davis's house right here. So this is where we begin the show. Our group is back there towards where the red truck is, where that nice man is walking right there. So anyway, this is where we'll be for the next couple of days, doing medieval shows and fighting. It's a Ren Fair / Pirate Fest / Fantasy Fest. So we'll see how it goes. Again, this is closer to where our camp is. Our camp, of course, will be right over there where the blue thing is. Right in that section right in there where you see Drago walking right there. So we have demos for weaving and so on. The jousters will be over in the field that you see straight ahead right in there. So we'll see how it goes throughout the next couple of days. You can see that camp is coming along quite nicely. Starting to put things up. Next door neighbors there. Tents going in. So again, this is the back of Beauvoir. Arms and armor going out. Tables are being set up. Boxes being taken out. Alright, this is camp. Finally finished up. There's our main flag. All of the gear and the equipment, you know. So we are ready to go. People are starting to stop by. Let me take us inside the tent there. Our 11th century cookpot from the year 1080 from the Bayou Tapestry with a sheen on it there for cooking. This is the inside of the tent. We've got our bed that hasn't been put together yet. Our tapestry, our extra clothes, beds, feather bed there. Things on the door. So this is the beginning of the camp. This is putting together a medieval slat bed in the year around the year 1000. All of the paint on it is all done by hand using medieval paint, crushed pigments. The wood is poplar. Gargano here. We are working with medieval paint. It takes us a couple of hours to make the paint and crush them, but then it makes a nice paste, as you can see here. and we use it to use our painting. It's more like paste than paint though, but you got to get that right, or it peels rather quickly. And it's only good for a couple of hours at a time. We have to make one color at a time because it's only good for about 2 hours at a time. And the paint starts as pigments and rock and powder, which we have to crush using a mortar and pestle, which you see there. So it starts as rock, and then we have to crush it into a powder. And then we have to add the egg to it to make it egg temper paint. And it's only good for about 2 hours at a time. Good morning, day two. Everything is all closed up. So we're getting ready to open up camp again on day 2. So it's 7:50 in the morning. Again, it's a beautiful day, and this is just some of the surrounding area here where all of the team for Beauvoir is. Monte Gorgano here. Today is Sunday, and we are showing you this morning as the camp is getting ready to be set up. Each morning, each day before the show, we warm some resins and use some charcoal, and this is one way to do it. We get a piece of charcoal burning on the bottom, and then it is used to heat the charcoal that we put the incense in. As you can see, it's already getting hot. We put another piece on there, then we take it in the tent. If you follow me this way real quick, it's getting very hot. You can see that we changed the tent a little bit today. We are not in Keach yet, of course, because people are not here yet. So we put our incense down. We took out our Turkish rugs and they're hanging on the side because they got a little wet. And yes, before you say the plastic bag is not medieval, you are absolutely true. So then the incense resin goes on the charcoal, and it makes a frankincense in the morning. All right, day 2, we are underway. The gate will open very shortly, and this is what camp is going to look like today. We changed things around. You already saw the inside of what camp will look like. So this is just your outside view of what camp looks like on day 2. On your nose, not good, huh? But on your head, good, but not on your nose. But it gives much better visual. So you can see the elmo.
You can't touch it, bud.
Alright, this is a Byzantine elmo. It is called a nasal guard. This is a bit heavier. It is packed for your head already. So put it straight down on your head. Alright, and on this one you can see that it is good. Right? You can see that it goes very good for protection of your nose, but it does cut down on vision a little more, so your head is more. Where this one it does not, but on this one it gives better for your nose, but the vision is a little bit less. Now the last one is much too heavy for your head. Much too heavy for your head.
My head is
This is 1170s helmet. You can here do not put it on your head, they will make it not better. But you can see it gives great visual protection for your face. But while you wear it, this one, if you are wearing, my vision only goes to right about here. So if I want to see something where my finger passes, then my whole head must move. But you can see it gets great protection for your whole head and face. But it weighs much, much more, about 11 pounds. Not really, I think it's about 7 pounds. So anyway, this is a selection of equipment, swords and spears. During this time, we call them spada in Italian. This is from around the years 800 to around the years 1000. You can feel it is very light. The thing in the middle, this is called a fuller. They call it a blood groove. It weighs a little less than a little over a pound. And it's very good for cutting like this, Not so much so like these, as it does not cut the armor. Here we go. This is from 1150. Again, it is the next up. You can see the fuller is much smaller, but it still makes the blade lighter. And again, the sword is designed for cutting, not so much slashing. They're created in the same format as the original, they just do not come to a sharp point because we use them for combat. And this is from around 800 to 1,000. This one is up to around 1150, 1200. At night, the original board is about this big we have, but when we come to do a show, we also have one that rolls out that we use. And this one is just a smaller board for demonstrations. We're towards the end of the day. Normally we do chest in the early morning, but this year we did it at the end of the day. But you can see the pieces are these very similar.
That's a really neat
design, whether they are roofs or castles. And you can see from these, again, these are the, look at the Eurasian. You can see that the detail, the originals are each hand carved, and even the faces are different on the originals.
Wow.
Again, as I said, the original is made of walrus bone and ivory, so we cannot own the pieces. And this is not called a castle, it is a rook. And bishops, you can see the bishops, again, the designs on each of them. Hey, Alhambra here, Adawia y Cordova, Altipacho. I hope you enjoyed the latest video that the Normans of the Southern Sun just completed from our show at Beauvoir. If you'd like to see us live, our next one is in Jubilee Festival in November, the 21st, 22nd of this year in Robertsdale, Alabama, just recently taken over by the Knights of Valor. Hey, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the subscribe button. Get all of our latest info and hit the bell. I hope that everything you do is great and medieval. From the Normans of the Southern Sun, I'm Alhambra. See you on the next go.